Hi guys, in today's lesson we are learning about triangles. Our learning targets for today are to be able to determine the missing angle of a triangle, determine if three sides will make a triangle, and be able to match corresponding angle and side measures. First, we'll learn about the triangle inequality theorem. The theorem states that the sum of the two smaller sides of a triangle must be greater than the length of the longest side. In our triangle on the left, our two smaller sides are 4 and 5. 4 plus 5 equals 9, and the sum of those two sides is greater than our longest side, 7. So this can form a triangle. In our triangle on the right, our two smaller sides are 4 and 2. 4 plus 2 is 6, and 6 is not greater than the longest side, 7. So this cannot form a triangle. The triangle angle sum theorem states that the sum of the three angles of a triangle equal 180 degrees. In our triangle on the left, we see angle A, angle B, and angle C all add together to equal 180. On the right, we can add together angles A, B, and C and see if it equals 180. Angle A is 60 degrees plus 50 degrees, angle B, plus 70 degrees for angle C. And when we add all of these together, they equal 180 degrees. Next, we'll learn about the relationships of sides of a triangle to the interior angles of a triangle. Question 1 says to order the interior angles of triangle DGO from smallest to largest. The smallest angle is angle D, 36 and 9/10 degrees. Then in the middle is angle G, 53 and 1/10 degrees. And then angle O, 90 degrees, is our largest angle. Question 2 says to order the side lengths of triangle DGO from smallest to largest. Side GO is the smallest side, 3. Side DO is in the middle with 4. And then side DG is our largest side. When we are writing sides, notice how we put the line up above our two letters that make up the side. The order of the letters that make up the side don't matter, so you can put OG instead of GO. When we are writing the order for angles, we write that it's an angle by the less than sign. Question 3 says to draw an arrow from angle O to its opposite side, DG. So I'm going to start at angle O and draw my arrow across to side DG. Question 4 says to draw an arrow from angle G to its opposite side, DO. So I'm going to start at angle G and draw an arrow across to side DO. Question 5 says to draw an arrow from angle D to its opposite side, GO. So I'll start at angle D and draw my arrow across to side GO. Looking at our triangle on the right, we notice that the smallest angle, D, is opposite the shortest side length. The middle angle, G, is opposite the middle side length, DO. And the largest angle, angle O, is opposite the longest side length, side DG. Now we'll complete a few guided practice problems together. Question number 1 says, will the following side lengths make a triangle? So we will want to add together the two smaller side lengths and see if that is greater than the largest side length. So we'll add together for A, 3 plus 1, that equals 4. And 4 is not greater than 5, our longest side length. So this would not form a triangle. For B, our side lengths are 24, 7, and 17. I'll add together my two smaller side lengths, 7 plus 17. That equals 24. 24 is not greater than the longest side length, 24. So again, this could not form a triangle. For C, our side lengths are 8, 9, and 12. I'll add together my two smaller side lengths, 8 plus 9, and that equals 17. 17 is greater than the longest side length, 12. So this would form a triangle. Question 2 says, will the following angle measurements make a triangle? So we know that our angles have to add together to be 180 degrees. So we'll take the angle measurements given to us and add them together to see if it equals that. So we'll add together 70 plus 20, which is 90, and add the other 90-degree angle, and we get 180 degrees. So this would form a triangle. For B, we will add together the three angles to see if it equals 180 degrees. We'll add 120 degrees plus 40 degrees, that's 160 degrees. And then we'll add 40 more degrees, and we get 200 degrees. So since 200 is greater than 180, this would not form a triangle. And C has the angles 50, 50, 50, and 30. Since there are 4 angles, this cannot be a triangle because triangles will only have 3 angles. Question 3 says to write an equation and solve for the missing angle of each triangle. So we are given the angles, and we need to write an equation to figure out what the missing angle is. So in A, I see the angles 36, we'll add 57, and then we'll add the missing angle A, and all of them together should equal 180 degrees. So I will first add together my 36 and 57, and when we do, we get 93. And then I'll bring down everything else. So now we have a one-step equation, and I would need to subtract 93 from both sides to get A by itself. When I subtract 93 on the left, it cancels out, and we're left with A by itself. And on the right, when we subtract 93 from 180, we get 87. So our missing angle A is 87 degrees. For B, we'll add 35 plus 115, the 2 angles that were given to us. Then we'll add on our missing angle K, and all 3 angles together will equal 180 degrees. First, we'll add together the 2 angles we already know. 35 plus 115 is 150. Then I'll bring down everything else. And now we have a one-step equation. I will need to subtract 150 on both sides of my equation to get my missing angle K by itself. When I subtract 150 on the left, it cancels out and we're left with just K. And when we subtract 150 on the right, we're left with 30. So our missing angle K is 30 degrees. In C, we'll add together 55 plus 90. Whenever we see this symbol in an angle, it means 90 degrees. It's a right angle. And then we'll add our missing angle X, and all of the angles together will equal 180. First, we'll add together 55 plus 90, which is 145, and I'll bring down everything else. Now we have a one-step equation, and I would need to subtract 145 on both sides to get my missing angle X by itself. When I subtract 145 on the left-hand side, it cancels out, and we're left with just X. And when we subtract 145 from 180 on the right, we're left with 35. So our missing angle X is 35 degrees. Question 4 says to list the side lengths in order from smallest to largest for each triangle. So I want to start with my smallest angle and draw an arrow across to the opposite side. This side, CA, is my shortest side. Next, I want to find the middle angle, 60, and I'm going to draw an arrow across to its opposite side. Side CB will be my middle side. And last, I will find my largest angle, 70, and draw an arrow across to the opposite side. Side AB is my longest side. For B, I see two angles that are 45 degrees. Since these are both the same angle measurement, we will draw an arrow across from both of them to the opposite sides. And both of these sides are of equal length, so it does not matter which one we write first. So we can either write side AC first, and then side BC, or we can write side BC first, and then side AC. Next, I will draw an arrow across from my largest angle, 90 degrees, to its opposite side. Side AB is going to be our longest side. So either of these answers would be correct. For C, I will find my smallest angle, 34, and draw an arrow across to the opposite side. Side WU is my shortest side. Next, I will draw an arrow across from angle 56, my middle angle, across to the opposite side, and side UV is my middle side. And last, I will draw an arrow across from 90 degrees, the largest angle, to its opposite side. Side WV is my longest side. Question 5 says to list the angles in order from smallest to largest for each triangle. I want to find my shortest side for A, which is 5 5/10, and draw an arrow across to the opposite angle. Angle E is my smallest angle. Next, I would want to find my middle side, 8 5/10, and draw an arrow across to its opposite angle. Angle F is our middle angle. And last, I would find the longest side, 10 9/10, and draw an arrow across to the opposite angle. Angle D will be our largest angle. For B, I want to locate the shortest side, that's side AB, 12, and draw an arrow across to the opposite angle. Angle C would be the smallest angle. Next, I see 16, or side BC, and I'll draw an arrow across to the opposite angle. Angle A is our middle angle. And last, I want to find the longest side, 18, or side AC, and draw an arrow across to the opposite angle. Angle B is our largest angle. For our last triangle, our shortest side length is 7 centimeters. So I'll draw an arrow across to the opposite angle. Angle O is the smallest angle. 13 centimeters, side EO, is my middle side. So I'll draw an arrow across to its opposite angle. Angle G is our middle angle. And last, I want to find my longest side, 14 centimeters, side GO, and draw an arrow across to its opposite angle. Angle E is our largest angle. Now you will complete 3 independent practices on your own. Remember to ask for help if you have questions.